Hello, nice.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
How's it going? I know you for a long time. Maybe you don't know me, but I saw you in a video from Today I Learned. This guy did a video.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw you
Cool,
in the
cool.
video about Japanese. But 知らない方もかもしれません。簡単に自己紹介できますか？
日本語でですよね。
いや、日本語で。
マットです。アメリカ人で今日本に住んでて、MattVsJapan っていう YouTube チャンネルで、日本語の勉強について動画とか作ってます。よろしくお願いします。
Yeah. You are very good at Japanese. You are famous for being one of the YouTubers who get to very native level Japanese on YouTube. That's how I know you, because when I started learning Japanese like 3 years ago, I saw a lot of videos, and then yours came up. I was like, wow, this guy learned Japanese at a very high level. 私も毎日エアフォンを使って日本語を毎日勉強した2時間くらい。いいね。
頑張ってるね。
頑張って。私の日本語とよりはまだ
これから。
Yeah. But in the beginning, why did you want to learn Japanese again?
I think I was in high school. I liked anime. It just seems like this mysterious, different, alternate universe. And I don't know. Something about it just really pulled me in. And then when I went and visited for a couple of weeks, then it sold the deal. It was, the best experience that I've had. So much fun, and been studying ever since.
Yeah, also for me as well. Growing up in the West, Japanese anime is everywhere. Like when I was young, I loved Naruto a lot, so that's why I always wanted to learn Japanese. And I live in Taiwan, and Chinese is very similar to Japanese, so it was a lot easier for me to get kanji.
Yeah.
But maybe for you, you didn't have any Chinese background, so how did you learn kanji?
So I used a book called Remembering the Kanji, or Remembering the Kanji. Mixed up the two.
I mixed
Remembering the Kanji by James Heisig. If you use this book, it has the systematic method that you can learn to recognize and write out and know the basic meaning of the most common 2,000-3,000 characters. So at the very beginning of learning, I just sat down and grinded it out with Anki, and after that, it was never, learning the characters were never really a problem for me.
So 2,000 kanji, you know all 2,000 a lot.
Well, so basically the way that it worked is when I was studying the kanji this way, I was really eager to get it over with. So I basically kind of rushed it. I didn't really go slowly enough to internalize it all. So by the time I had finished, I was already forgetting half of what I'd learned. So I learned 2,000 kanji, and then I basically forgot them all. But what I found was after going through that experience, kanji didn't look like little random blobs to me anymore. When I saw it, I naturally saw it in terms of the different components that it's made up of, and it was a lot easier to remember them. So after that, I just focused on learning words. I wouldn't focus on individual meanings or individual readings of characters. I would just know, okay, when these two characters are next to each other, it's read, juyo, and it means important or something like that. So I kind of just focused on words instead of individual kanji, and I felt that strategy worked really well for me.
Yeah. So how would you? 見た人、日本語も勉強したいかもしれません。毎一度日本語勉強かなければ何もします。
そうだね。I feel like I should probably say it in English.
Yeah.
To Japanese. But like just how to study Japanese in general.
Like if you have to start
over time, I've realized that learning through listening rather than learning through reading has a lot of benefits. Generally, it helps you learn to use the language more intuitively, and you generally develop more pronunciation more naturally. So now I've leaned more and more over time to thinking people should try to learn as much as possible through listening. And so I think using techniques like watching something with English subtitles and then watching it again with no subtitles, and then listening it on repeat over and over once you already know what's being said, and then still learning the words you don't know and making Anki cards for them and stuff like that. Kind of just still overall focusing on comprehension as your main priority, trying to learn it, really understand and get lots of input, and then when you speak, try to be imitating what you've heard rather than making up new language or something.
You famously said you spent like 5 years just doing this all the time. Do you think it's necessary for someone to spend 5 years, or like Japanese is just such a hard language that it takes that long to get really good like you?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I think I don't think I particularly had a lot of talent for Japanese.
Yeah.
So I think probably some people could do it in a quicker amount of time. But I think like if you really want to have like near native level of fluency and you can you understand a wide range of topics and you know all the culture and everything, like probably 5 years is actually on the lower end. Like I think it takes a lot of people even longer than that to get there. That's just the reality of like learning a whole new language and culture completely from scratch.
Yeah. I mean, Japanese is. I mean, they have to spend like what 12 years. I mean, in Taiwan they have to spend like 12 years in just learning kanji in school, like thousands of time writing kanji. Like it's just really hard. So I get it. But now what are you doing? 現在は何をしました?
In Taiwan?
Yeah, and I mean like.
Well, so I mean now just in general. Well, I just came back to YouTube. I like didn't do YouTube for 3 years. And I came back to YouTube. Have an online community that I'm running where it's kind of like a group coaching and kind of just like a group mastermind for people. It's focused on Japanese, but it's there's other people learning other languages in there too. And so I've been running that, and I've been experimenting with new ideas about how to learn just through listening. And also just like techniques to train pronunciation, things like that. That's what I've been like really interested in. And I live in Japan, and I love my life in Japan. And it's my first time in Taiwan, but it's definitely want to come back.
その日本にずっと住んでたい？
そうだね、もうずっと住みたいかなって今は思ってる。
今持ってる。永遠カードは持ってます。
いや全然今ビザとか結構大変で、そう、今ワーキングホリデーそのビザなんだけど、そうビザのことは結構いろいろなんだろうね。その苦労してるけど。
苦労してて。
でもそれがなんとかそのなる限りは日本にいたいと思う。
Okay. ありがとう。Thanks.
こちらこそ。
こっちからそう。Okay.